we want to start talking about the inverse of a matrix. Anytime in mathematics we see the word inverse, basically the word undo is somewhere nearby. So we want to know first, if we take A, multiply it by an identity, do we get A? So we're kind of working with an identity matrix where that I is the identity. Basically we're saying here in part A, if I take the root 3, 1, pi, and 4 and multiply it by the identity matrix. Now that'll be the matrix, the square matrix I should say, that has 1's on the diagonal and 0's above and below it. Do we get A itself? Root 3 times 1 and 1 pi and 4. Let's check a position here. Let's start with this row 1, column 1. Row 1 is the root 3, 1. Column 1 is the 1, 0. Root 3 times 1 is root 3, plus 0 makes that root 3. If you do this position by position by position, you will find out that that works. And in part B, they want you to show that this identity matrix multiplied by root 3, 1, pi, and 4 will get you to root 3, 1, pi, and 4. And basically showing you that when you multiply by 1, you get what you start with, which is similar to real numbers. In this case, we are seeing that multiplication is commutative, which doesn't normally work unless you've got the identity matrix. Now we want to determine if A and B are inverses of each other. In other words, I need to find AB, which says multiply the two of these together, and we know we have a 2 by 2 and then another 2 by 2, so the product will be a 2 by 2. And let's start with row 1, column 1, and I might need a little bit of scratch paper over here. Row 1, column 1, that's the 4, negative 1 with the negative 3, or the 3/8 1/2. So let's start here. 4 times the 3/8 plus the negative 1 times 1/2. The 4 and the 8 are going to cancel, leaving 3/2 minus a half, which is 1 in the top right corner. So far so good. Now we move to top left corner. Row 1, column 2. We will have 4 times a 16th. 4/16 is 1/4. And then negative 1 times a 4th, negative 1/4. 1/4 minus 1/4 is 0. Start with row 2, column 1. Row 2 down here, column 1 right there. Negative 8 times 3/8. Okay, well the 8's are going to cancel, leaving negative 3. And then 6 times a half is positive 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. And we hope that we get a 1 here. Let's check. Row 2, column 2. Negative 8 times 16. That's negative 8/16, which is negative a half. And then we have 6 times a 4th, which is 6/4. So I've got negative 1/2 plus 6/4. That's negative 1/2 plus 3/2, which is 2/2, which is 1. And now, since we can see that A times B gives me the identity, that tells me that yes, A and B are inverses of each other.